Hello, in this lesson, can we talk about the probability basics? So basically, probability measures how likely an event is to occur. It ranges from 0, whereby it is impossible for that event to occur, to 1, where we are certain that event will occur. So what I mean is, if I tell you there is 0 possibility of raining today, I mean it is impossible to rain today. But if I tell you there is 1 possibility of raining today, I mean I'm certain today it will rain. So in other words, here I mean there is a 0% chance of raining today, and here I mean there is 100% possible chance that it will rain today. So probability ranges from 0 to 1 or 0% to 100%. I just picked here, changed this one into percentages. So multiplying by 100 here and multiplying by 100 here. So it remains 0%. Then this one became 100%. So the first basic of probability is that it should not go beyond 1 or 100%, and it should also not go not go below 0 or 0%, because we cannot have an impossibility which is less than 0, and also we cannot have certainty which is above 1 or 100%. So that's the logic of probability. But then, to get the possibility of an event occurring, which we can represent as probability that an event will occur, we take the number of favorable outcomes, where I can just call it, in this case, let me just call it x, divided by the total number of possible outcomes. In this case, I can just call it a, like that. So let me show you with an example here. If I toss a fair coin once, it means there is a possibility of getting either a head or a tail. Let me show you. This is a fair coin. It has a possibility of giving me a head or a tail. So if I do the first toss like that, I can get a head maybe or a tail, and then if I toss again, I can get a tail or a head. So the total number of possible outcomes are 1, 2. So I can get just a head or a tail. So in our case, then n becomes 2. But you see, we only needed the probability of getting a head. So head is our favorable outcome. So in this case, we can only get head once. So if we can get head once, then it means our favorable outcome is 1. So x will be 1. So the probability of getting a head when I toss a fair coin will be probability that it is a head will be 1 divided by the total number of outcomes, which is 2. So it will be 0.5. So I can say there is a 0.5 chance that if I toss a fair coin, I might end up getting a head. So now, having that logic, can we try some examples here? So if somebody tells him a die is rolled once, find the probability of getting an even number. What it means is a die has 6 sides, which I can call those 6 sides like this. That one we call it a sample space. So I can say, and I can give you 1, can give you 2, can give you 3, can give you 4, can give you 5, or can give you 6. So the total number of events or the total number of outcomes from a die when you toss it once will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in our case, n will be 6. Then the question is asking, what is the probability of getting an even number? So that means our favorable outcomes will be even numbers. So how many even numbers are in this set of total number of possible outcomes? 2 is the first even number, then 4, then 6. So they are 1, 2, 3. So then our x will be 3 because there are 3 possible outcomes or 3 favorable outcomes which are even numbers, of course. So to get the probability of getting an even number, let me call it like this, or I can even write it. The probability of getting an even number will be the total number of favorable outcomes, which is 3, divided by the total number of events, which is 6. So it will be 3 divided by 6, which is by 3, 1, by 3, 2, which will be half. Can we do another example? So here we have 2 coins are tossed. Find the probability of getting exactly 1 head. So first, can we find the sample space of tossing these 2 coins? So to do so, I just need to, I can say, this is the first toss. It has a probability of getting either a head or a tail. Then, if I toss the second coin, it also has a probability of getting a head and a tail too. So, if I combine the 2 tosses, then I can get a head. I just picked this and this one. Then again, I can get a tail head. I just picked this and this. Then again, I can get a tail head. I just picked this T and this H. And then also I can get a tail, like that. So the sample space will be, sample space is just the total number of possible outcomes. So it will be head. I can get a head. I can get a tail head, this one. I can also get a tail head, another tail head, this one. And then I can get a tail, like that. So the total number of possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4. So our n will be 4. And then in the question, we are asked, what is the probability of getting exactly 1 head? So our favorable outcomes are where we only have 1 head. And in the first case, we have 2 heads. So that's not a favorable outcome. And in the second one, we have a tail head. So that is a favorable outcome. Again, we also have another tail head. That is also a favorable outcome. And then we have a tail, where we don't have a head. So that is not a favorable outcome. So the number of favorable outcomes here are 2. 1, 2. Because they are the only ones with 1 head. So it will be, x will be 2. So to get the probability of getting exactly 1 head, let me just put it like this. It will be x, which is 2, divided by the total number of outcomes, which is 4. Then it becomes by 2 and by 2, 2. It becomes half. Let us try the last example here. If I roll a dice, and then I want to find the probability of getting a 3. We said a dice has 6 possible outcomes. We said the sample space would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. But then we only want to know So the total number of outcomes, of course, will be 6, but then the favorable outcome is where we only get a 3. So 1 is not 3, 2 is not 3, 3 is 3. So this is our favorable outcome, which is only 1. 3 appears only once here. So our x will be 1, because 3 appears only once. So in this case, it will be the probability of getting a 3 then will be 1 over 6, like that. So that is the logic and the basics of probability. You can like my channel and subscribe so that I keep giving you content related to mathematics. Bye for now. Let's meet in the next lesson.